Everybody, welcome back to a new tutorial. In this video I'm going to show you how to make an obi belt. Very trendy, very fashionable, easy to make, very simple. If you want to learn how to do this, stick to this channel, watch till the end. Like this video if you do, give me a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe, and also make sure that you recommend this channel to your friends. Now, first of all, what you need is your pattern paper. You need the material, the fabric that you use for the belt. You can use a leather or any kind of fabric of your choice. I have a scissors. I also have a pattern master and a tape. And basically the measurement you'll be needing is just your waist measurement, and that is also, it's very easy. If you want to learn how to do that, watch till the end. So first off, on my pattern paper, I'll go ahead and draw a straight line, which is going to be the starting point, like a guide to the measurement to be taken. So I draw a straight line, and on that straight line I'm going to take the width of the belt. So for the front piece, the belt is kind of divided into three parts. There's a front part and there's a two side part. So for this front part, I'm going to take 5 inches from the top to wherever 5 inches is. So on that guideline I'm going to take 5 inches. So make sure that you don't take higher or below that, just so that the belt is not too wide in front. And on that 5 inch I'm going to draw a straight line to connect that. Next up, on the top line, I'm going to mark quarter of my waist measurements. Whatever value you have, you place it on that line, on the top line and also at the lower line, and then you're going to use your ruler and draw a straight line to connect the 2 points together. So I've done that. I placed quarter of my waist measurements on the top line and the bottom line, and I connected it with a straight line. On that straight line, I'm going to be taking 1.25 inch at both sides of the line. So at the lower side and upper side of the line, I'll take 1.25 inch just so that we get the middle of that line. And next, after taking that 1.25 inch from the both side, I'm just going to highlight the points, and I will take my pattern master and just draw a curve connecting from the edge of the paper to the points that I marked on my paper. Now, like I said, you wouldn't need a seam allowance for this pattern. Just the waist measurement that you added, they placed on the pattern is enough. You can just go ahead and indicate half an inch sewing allowance on your pattern to be able to join the front piece with the side piece. So I've done that. I've indicated half an inch for sewing allowance to join the two sides of the belt, and that is it. After you have done this, the next thing you do is to cut out this pattern. And also remember that this pattern is going to be on fold, so when you are placing this on your fabric, make sure that you place your fabric on fold when cutting out. So I'll go ahead, cut out my pattern, and after cutting out my pattern, I'll place it on my fabric and I will cut it out. So now that I'm done cutting out the pattern, I'm going to place it on the leather fabric that I'll be making use of, and I'm just going to cut out the pattern on the leather. Now do take note that you're cutting this on fold. You can see on my pattern I wrote down fold at one edge of the pattern paper, just so you know that when you place this on your fabric or any kind of fabric you're making use of, you are going to be cutting it on fold. Now, if you are not going to be making use of a fabric that is other than leather, like Ankara for instance, you can decide to cut 2 pieces for this, one for the main fabric and one as an interlining to cover up the edges. Now, because of the kind of leather I'm working with, I don't need to hem the edges. I'm just going to cut and make sure that I have a clean cut by the sides, and I'm going to just leave it like that. So in the end, you will see what I mean by me not folding my leather or hemming the edges, because of the kind of leather I have here. It's very clean and neat once you are able to get a straight and clean cut. So now, after that, this is what I have. I have my leather all cut out. I have the front panel ready. So for the sides of this belt, I'm going to just mark what I have on the front panel at the tail end of the front, and then I'm going to mark it on my leather and go ahead and chalk it all the way down to the length of the sides that I want. So for the sides of this belt, I'll be making use of 50-inch for each of the sides. You can decide to go longer than that if you want to. You can just multiply your waist measurement by 3 or by 2, whatever works for you, and you mark that on your fabric or your leather, anything you're making use of. So that's what I've done. I've marked my width and the length on my leather, and I'm going to cut it out. So I'm cutting out 2 pieces, one for each of the sides of the belt. Next up, after cutting out these 2 pieces, next thing I'm going to do is to just go ahead and give it some kind of nice shape at the tail end of those belts. So because I don't want the end of my belt to be looking boxed up like that, I'm going to go and redraw a new shape on both sides of the panel that I have drawn. I've cut out. So I'll just draw a kind of an arrow kind of shape on the side panels, just so that the tip of my belt is looking a little bit more slender than the base and the middle part. I don't know if you get that. So I'm just doing that here. I take my straight ruler and I'm going to just place it at the midpoint of my belt sides, and then I'm going to just draw a line, a slant line that's connecting from that tip to the edges of the belt, and I'm going to cut it out. So the essence is just so that it looks more flattering and it looks a little bit nicer when you put it on and tie it on your body. So I've done that. And do also take note that whatever you do for one side of the belt, you also do for the other side as well. Now that you're done cutting, this is what that tip looks like. You can see, I'm going to show you. It looks very flattering, it's slender, it's not as boxed up as the middle part and the side part. So this is what it looks like. And now that you have the 2 sides looking like this, next up, what you need to do is to go ahead and join the front panel and the 2 sides together. And in order to do that, you need to place them right sides facing each other at both sides, and you go ahead and sew it up. So I'll do that. I'm going to place my right panel and the right sides of the side panels, and then I'm going to sew it up. So after sewing up, this is what it looks like. Beautiful, looking nice and gorgeous. This is what I was talking about, the leather. It's very fine. You don't need to do any top stitch or anything. So the only thing I'm going to do is just take to my sewing machine and run a top stitch, just so that my stitches will stay down. And after that, I'm going to just show you what the inside looks like and the outside. This is what the inside, after doing the top stitch, the stitch is flat on. And then I'm going to go ahead and put on this belt so that you see what it looks like on me. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you enjoyed it, also do not forget to subscribe and share this video. Give me a huge thumbs up, recommend, and put a comment in the comment section, and I would like to hear from you. Until I see you in my next video, to have a lovely day, and always remain positive. Take care. Bye.